What's up everybody? My name is Nate. Welcome to the channel. So this video is a bit different. It is a perfume crafting video. I want to try a rose and oud fragrance. And I kind of want it to be a little sweeter too. I'm going to use like a raspberry kind of nuance in here. And basically the main thing I want to do is do rose and oud. I have like a saffron kind of molecule that I want to work with as well. So I'm going to try to make almost like kind of like this rose oud Middle Eastern kind of deal. But you can follow along if you want to. I'm gonna go through the formula and kind of give you my thoughts on producing something like this. So you know, this is not set in stone, so I'm gonna be just kind of crafting it live on camera here. So this is not like a tested and tried formula. So if you recreate this, it might smell funky. And by the time, you know, at the end of this video, I'll smell it here on camera and see if it's worth, you know, mixing up or not. So I'm gonna, you know, go through the formula, type up a cool formula. Hopefully it smells good. And then later, once I get back from work later today, I'm gonna kind of craft it up and we'll see how it smells. All right, so this document is from BK Sense on YouTube. That's BK Sense on YouTube. And just look up BK Sense, you know, perfume crafting or perfume formula, and one of his videos will come up. I'll have it linked in the description down below. So the main thing I want to accomplish with this is I have a few different molecules. I have Rose Givco, which is a rose mixture. It's a accord that has been made up. And then I also have Black Argowood, which is it's a crafted accord for Black Argowood. So I'm going to use those two kind of, but let's start it out. I want to do ISOE Super at the top of the formula. I typically always do that, and we'll do 0.5. And then because it's going to be kind of a floral fragrance with the rose, I'm going to do Hedione, same thing. I'm going to do 0.5 as well for that. So we'll have ISOE Super, Hedione. That will build the base of the fragrance. And then, so with this, there's going to be some spice in there too. I'm going to try to do some frankincense in here as well. So I want a clean base. I don't want the musk to be overpowering, you know, and competing with the spices. So I'm gonna do Galaxolide. I love Galaxolide, and then a little bit of ethylene brassylate. Two really good musks, highly recommend. And I'm gonna do 50%, and I'm gonna do 1 gram at 50%. And then ethylene brassylate, I'm gonna do 0.25. So that should give us a nice, good, solid, clean base to work with. And then even I'm gonna do some linalool at maybe just 0.2, and then bergamot, of course. You gotta add some bergamot. I have a Bergamot Givco, which is a really cool bergamot kind of accord that you can pick up, and it's pretty cheap and affordable too. So, and Bergamot Givco is a mix between linalool. I think there's linalool acetate in there, and then there's some other citrus molecules in there as well. So we will do quite high on this. We'll do 0.5. And this is all 100%, you know, 100% on the dilution. So I think that's a pretty good solid base here that we have. I'm also gonna do some Veterofix, which is a cedar molecule. Actually, you know what? I just made up a Cedar Accord. So I'm gonna do my Cedar Accord that I crafted up, and we will do 2 of that. And the Cedar Accord that I have is it's pretty nice. It smells like sawdust. It's a nice sawdusty cedarwood kind of thing. It's really, really good. I put it together, it's nice. And then let's just introduce a Rose Givco. So this is the Rose Givco here. And we'll do, I think I have this diluted down to 10%. So we'll do 10%, but we'll do like, we'll do 0.5. So 0.5 grams at 10. And then Black Argowood, we'll just do 100% of Black Argowood at 0.1 grams. So that's right around 3 grams of that. Also, I want to add some nice Ambroxen as well, just to give it a kind of a punch, but I don't want it to be overly Ambroxen. And typically if you dose Ambroxen quite low, you get this nice sharpness, but it's not too overpowering. So we'll do 10% at 0.25. So that will put us roughly right around 0.88. If you keep your Ambroxen below 1%, it gives it a nice Ambroxen little touch to it, but it doesn't smell overly Ambroxen like a like a Sauvage would be, or like a Bleu de Chanel, that kind of really sharp kind of Ambroxen smell. All right, I really like this so far. I don't exactly know if that's enough rose, so we'll just do 0.75 on the rose at 10%, and that will give us that'll be roughly about 2.6%. And then let's start adding some nice floral touches to this. So I really love Magnolan. Magnolan is really nice, and we'll just do like 0.1 of that, maybe even point. So Magnolan gives this kind of like, like oily floral quality to the fragrance, which is really, really nice. And then I feel like I'm adding, I want to add a nice like amber / wood kind of smell. So I'm trying to, but let's first start with like a nice sandalwood. So I have a nice Sandalwood Accord. We'll just put that in there. I don't think that that's the right, so we'll just do Sandalwood Accord. I don't have this typed into my material list. So, and we'll just do like 0.1 of that. Give it a nice creamy kind of sandalwood character in the base. And then I really want to just try a little bit of Benzoin Oliffac, and we'll do this. I think this one is at 50% or right around there. I'll kind of put that. And then a nice frankincense in here too. So this is getting really dense in the base here. Oh, let me move this down here a little bit. There we go. All right, so frankincense, so 100%, we'll just put like 0.075 in there, and that should smell all right. So let's go back up to the black agarwood and the rose up here. So, this probably, we'll just do 1 gram of the rose Givco, and that will put us at 3%. And then the black agarwood, that seems about right to do. So this is looking pretty dense in the base department. So honestly, I'm just gonna take the bergamot to 1 gram up here, and that's gonna kind of freshen it up a little bit. Actually, that's 26%, that's a little high. So we'll keep it at 0.05, that should be fine. Now let's add some raspberry stuff. So there's a raspberry ketone here, and I'm just gonna add just a touch of it. So it's at 100%. I'm just gonna do like and this is a powder too, so that should be fine there. And then some ethyl maltol to give it kind of a sweetness. So ethyl maltol crystals, everybody knows, if you watch Aaron Terrence Hughes, he talks about ethyl maltol all the time. It's like a burnt sugary smell. It's quite nice, but it can be overdone really quickly. So we'll do 10% diluted on that, and we'll do like maybe 0.1 grams. So we're only sitting right around, hopefully I can see this on my, so if you can see right here, it's only at 0.3 gram or 0.3% of the actual formula is ethyl maltol. So it's quite low, but at the same time, it's gonna give that nice sugary sweetness. Ethyl maltol is very powerful, so you only need quite a small trace amount, and then you should be okay. So this one is a really good rose oud fragrance. I have a clone of this. It's called the Moon. And so I wanna, like, while I'm, cause this one came to mind when I was kind of putting this one together. So I typically like to do this, like look at other fragrances when I'm trying to craft stuff, like look at the note breakdowns and see kind of what they have done. So like they have a lot of fruity aspects with this. They're doing raspberry and then, some other fruity nuances in here. Saffron too, but they also have leather too in here. And leather and patchouli. So going back to this, I want to add a little bit of a leather. So I have a leather accord as well. So leather, and we'll do, I have that at 10%. We'll do 0.25 of that to give it kind of a nice touch of a leathery kind of quality. And then I really love using Clearwood, which is a very nice patchouli kind of smell. And we'll just do 0.1 of that. So, you know, but that's what I really like to do to get kind of inspired, putting some stuff together, is go to some different fragrances that have the same kind of, you know, concepts that I'm looking at trying, and kind of just like work it into it. I've never tried this before, but it looks like this one is also like a rose, oud, leather kind of fragrance as well. And this one has cardamom in the top too, which is actually quite interesting as well. So that actually might be worth looking into doing with my formula here, is just adding a touch of cardamom in here just to see what it would do. And we'll do 10% at like 0.3 grams. And I think that's a really good start. Like I said before, this is kind of like building it kind of blindly. And so I'm not 100% sure if this is gonna turn out right, but you know, I have all the good fundamentals in here. I have a nice solid base, clean base, and the nice musk character. And then I got some Ambroxen stuff, and then I have the Galaxolide. I honestly think really that I need a little bit more wood character in this. So I'm gonna bring up the black argilwood to 0.2, and then maybe even the rose. We'll keep the rose there. Like I said, I don't really, like, I want this to be a rose oud fragrance, but I also want it to be less rose and more oud. So we'll see how this turns out. We're gonna give this a go. So I've never made a rose oud fragrance before, so I'm hoping that this comes together quite nicely. And I was at work and I was thinking about the formula that I typed up, and it seems pretty good. So I think we're just gonna roll with it and see how it comes out. So perfume making perfume is trial and error. That's all it is. You make something, it smells like bathroom cleaner, then you make something else, it smells slightly better, then you keep making stuff, and sooner or later, it turns out okay. All right, I'm gonna put up the formula, and I'll try to walk through with you guys. So 0.5 grams of ISOE Super. I went a little over there by just 1 drop, so we're off to a great start here. And then 0.5 of Hedione. So Hedione and ISOE Super and then Musk is just like my way of building out a formula, because it seems like to be the standard in making perfume. ISOE Super, Hedione, Veterofix, those kinds of things. They are the building blocks of making fragrances. So, and then this is Galaxolide. This is 1 gram, and I went over a lot there. So it shouldn't be that bad. Galaxolide is a good fixative. So I went over by 0.4 grams. So we'll update that to 0.4. So a little high on the Galaxolide, 18% musk, which is not crazy. It's not out of the ordinary. With our ethylene brassylate that we're gonna add here in a minute, that's gonna bring it up to about 24%. So it might be a little musky. I think I'm okay with that, honestly. All right, so this is ethylene brassylate, and this is 0.25, right on the money there. And to also remember, your first batch that you make of something, you know, your first trial batch, it doesn't have to be specific, like it doesn't have to be exact with every measurement, because you don't know what it smells like right now. So it's just kind of about, you know, finding out what works and then adjusting the amounts later on. So this is linalool. I went over a little bit there, not too much though, just by 0.05 grams. Bergamot Givco, here we go. This stuff is excellent, smells so good. Bergamot heavy. I just want to make a fragrance with this in it because it's so magnificent. Just like this and Galaxolide, and then maybe some Hedione. All right, and then I have my Cedar Accord that I made up. This stuff smells fantastic. It smells like pencil shavings. and I have 0.2 of that. I went over again. Really good at my job here. So that was, I just went over just a touch though, so not too bad. All right, Rose Givco. I have 1 gram of it in here, so we'll do 1 gram. Black Argowood, 0.2 grams of Black Argowood. This is a blend. This is an Accord that I picked up from Perfumer's Apprentice. It's Black Argowood Givco. All right, Ambroxen. I have Cedalox here. It's like a higher quality Ambroxen, which is great. I think it smells a little high class, Ambroxen, but this is diluted down to 10%. So, and this is at 0.25. 0.25 of Cedalox. It's like a higher quality Ambroxen. Magnolan. I only added a little bit of this in there. I just like this stuff so much. I did 2 drops or 3 drops or something, and I sprayed it all over my finger here. That's what she said. All right, Sandalwood. This is a nice Sandalwood Accord. Really love it. I've been trying to put together a Sandalwood Accord, and I just bought this Sandalwood Accord, and I'm like, this smells fantastic. Why am I busting my butt to try to make a Sandalwood Accord? Right on the money there. Perfect. Benzoin. I'm gonna do a little bit less of this. Never mind, I just kind of did what I typed up originally. All right, some frankincense or Olibanum. I have some frankincense here. It smells fantastic, it really does. And I have about 3 drops or so. All right, the raspberry ketone. If anybody doesn't know this, if you ever want to figure out how to make a little spoon spatula out of your little pipette, you just cut at an angle. Problem solved. And 0.5 grams of raspberry ketone, and I overdosed that a little bit, but you know, hey, it's the common thread today. All right, ethyl maltol. This will sweeten up that raspberry a little bit. Just threw the pipette at myself. Pipette. And I just have a little bit in here, so 0.1 grams. Do it. That should do the trick. And then a leather accord here, 0.3 grams. I'm gonna do half that just because I'm a little nervous about the density of this fragrance. All right, Clearwood, little patchouli in here. I don't think I'm gonna add a whole lot of this in there either. I'm just gonna do half of what I put originally. And then cardamom. I have some cardamom in here in the bottom here. All right, cool. So we're gonna add 20 grams of alcohol to this to give it a 14% oil concentration, which is kind of an eau de parfum. And I think I'm gonna add some Gaiac wood to this as well. Just a little bit of Gaiac wood, because I have some Gaiac wood here diluted down to 20%, and I'm just gonna do just a touch of it. Give it kind of a smokiness. All right, I put in 0.27 grams of Gaiac wood at 20%. So that's gonna be a little smokier than normal. Gaiac. All right, great. So we'll get that down and we'll just mix that up a little bit. We'll go over to the station there and see what it smells like. I might even just do it here. We'll do it live. So a little bit on the hand here, kind of wave that off a little bit. And I think that smells fantastic. Wow. Wow, that actually has a really nice balance to it. It has, the rose is soft, the Argo wood is definitely high, and I'm picking up a lot of the Gaiac wood that I added last minute. It's definitely, this is very nice. Wow. It's really hard to say that it's really nice because it sounds like I'm tooting my own horn. I want you to know that I'm not trying to boast an ego. I'm just trying to make some fun stuff here, and it smells really good. So if you are interested in making, this actually works. So if you're interested at making a rose oud fragrance, I'll do my best to try to put all the materials in the comments, or not in the comments, in the description down below, and you can follow along the formula recipe. And I think that this smells very, very nice. It's nice balanced between the rose. I would say if you wanted more rose, just crank up the rose a little bit. But right now it's soft, it's floral, and you got that nice woody tone to it. And the cedar in here is really nice. I'm not actually mad at this at all, not one bit. It smells like a soft, nice designer fragrance, really. It's really nice, really, really good. Anyway, if you're interested at all in making this, you know, it'll be in the description down below, all of the materials, and even to, I spelled out all the materials for you here, so you can just kind of copy and paste. Anyway, Perfumer's Apprentice is where I get a lot of my materials from. You can go check them out. I'll have their link in the description down below as well. Yeah, this is really good. I'm really actually impressed by this. Really, really nice. I think the one thing that it's lacking is it's a little flat. It's hovering right here. So in order to get it kind of like boosted up a little bit, I would need to add some volatile materials or some kind of like, nice airy kind of thing. So you'd probably come, a lot of acetates probably, maybe even some ionones, some really powerful, powerful compounds to kind of like lift it up off the skin. But right now, it smells fantastic. I'm really enjoying it. Anyway, thanks for watching the video, everyone. We'll see you next time.